Hello. Is that Alex? Hi, Alex. Hello, Adriana. Lovely to see you. You'll have to excuse me. I'm sucking a throat sweet. I did 4 hours of teaching this morning and I did 2.5 hours worth of reading after that. 6.5 hours of speaking, and now I'm going to speak some more. So, hello, Billy Archer. Yes, I'm glad you made it this week, Alex. Hello. So if my throat gives out and I start sounding all sexy and husky, you'll have to forgive me. Okay, so I'm not eating chewing gum. I'm just sucking a vocal zone. See? Okay. So, where are we up to in the book? So last week we were talking about relationship myths, and we talked about the soulmate myth, which is really interesting. And we're going to look at relationship trap number 2 this week, and this is the twin flame trap. I love the twin flame trap. It's awesome. So, okay, are we sitting comfortably? I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember that, but I have to say it because it sounds right to me. Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin. The twin flame trap. The internet is full of helpful information about twin flame relationships. It's a perfect romantic story full of passion and struggle and destiny. It's a tale of star-crossed lovers, separated at conception, finding each other again against all odds. It's a story of pain and passion and powerful energetic connection that once felt can't be broken. All that good stuff. Now, the term twin flame in spiritual terms is a theory, and it's just a theory, that refers to the idea of 2 halves of a soul cell dividing in the way cells always do in order to expand. The idea is that these 2 halves become 2 separate entities, each living their own experience, but sharing attributes at both their cores that give them similarities. They are each a bit of each other, after all. Now, this runs contrary to the concept more widely accepted that we present as completely different people in different physical lifetimes. Who we are as a personality in this life is not what defines us as a soul. Now, in reality, it would be extremely unlikely that we would ever even encounter this other particular soul in all the billions of souls that are energetically in existence across different lifetimes, incarnations, and other trillions of variables. Soul groups come together by choice for a reason. That's really important. Soul groups come together by choice, not by happenstance. Okay? So, if soulmates come together by choice for a reason, wouldn't this make the twin flame the opposite of a soulmate? Now, the story becomes even more difficult because, as we're told by the internet, that if you do meet your twin flame, all hell breaks loose in your life. You'll feel this incredible love connection. Any trauma or crap that is unresolved will surface, demanding to be dealt with in the struggle for both parties to connect. And the pain of this process is intense and means that it's probable that a romantic future may not be possible unless radical healing on both sides can take place. Now, this tale of romantic suffering, passion, and spiritual connection is extremely powerful, and it's attractive because it makes sense of something that's actually terribly destructive. And that comes with a big problem. We romanticize the situation, which results in us getting seriously and painfully addicted to it. Now, relationship addictions are as powerful and as addictive as heroin. That's a biological fact. You can look it up. It's true. Both hit the same neural pathways, producing incredible highs and lows that keeps you hooked on the initial highs, which little by little get fewer and fewer until you're in misery. But you can't stop because you're in it now. And it sounds scary, and it is, but it's a reality for a lot of people. Now look, here are some of the elements that can describe what is often badged up as a twin flame relationship experience, okay? Maybe you've had experience of this yourself. First, a connection that feels really familiar from the get-go. 2, life story threads that mirror each other in some way. 3, shared passions and interests so that each person feels like a kind of mirror image of the other. 4, incredible physical passion and a feeling of connection and awareness when apart. And drama, trauma, or other blockages that prevent the relationship from stabilizing, with the experience that you desperately crave always just out of reach. So, does any of this sound familiar? Now, when I hear a client say, I think I'm in a twin flame relationship, I'm always concerned. And my concern is for the client themselves. Because what that also describes is the symptoms of a relationship with someone with narcissistic personality disorder. Now, in this far less romantic version, the connection is a toxic entanglement that will rob you of your will, your self-esteem, and your trust in yourself. The initial connection that feels so familiar is a result of shared resonance between you, and we'll go into that in this book in great detail. But that resonance is probably a result of some shared trauma story. This in itself is a tractor beam to a person with NPD, but if you add some genuine shared interests, passions, and life story threads, it becomes self-fulfilling. They see themselves in you, often becoming convinced that you, turning the page, are the only person they've ever loved like this. Now, it's not true, by the way. They've almost definitely done this before. They will tell you how incredibly you make them feel and how they're crazy about you. In effect, they put you on a pedestal, shining an incredible bright light of passion on you, making you feel like you're the center of their world. Now, people with NPD are often incredibly charismatic and confident on the surface, but with neediness and insecurity under the water when you dig deeper. Now, they'll ramp up the similarities between you, turning themselves into your perfect person by mirroring you in subtle ways. This is hard to resist. So eventually you lean in. And then the switch comes. Something happens. It might only be small. You say or you do something which incurs displeasure or disapproval. And then that bright, beautiful light is abruptly switched off. Now, this feels shocking and probably cold, but you work hard to redress the balance. Sometimes the relationship ends at this point, which leaves no closure and an inability to move on. Now, or perhaps the relationship continues, but things have changed. That incredible connection is now something you crave. You get glimpses of it moving forward, but it's always withdrawn again, and it appears less and less often as you work harder and harder to fix it. Narcissistic relationships always come round to being centered on the needs of one person and one person only. And you will find your own needs don't feature very strongly in the equation. And it fits very neatly into the twin flame rhetoric, though, because it's based on the creation of a mirror. You feel so alike in so many ways. You are so connected, but can't quite fix what's wrong. Now, these relationships do indeed bring to the surface any trauma present that probably attracted this relationship originally. Radical healing is absolutely the answer, but not with the intention of being able to stabilize the relationship, because that's not possible. It's a very tough situation to find yourself in, and probably the toughest of all the relationship myths to disentangle from. Now, that's today's chapter. It's a really difficult thing to deal with, and I read for a lot of people who come to the table and say, I think I'm in a twin flame relationship. Nearly always the answer is, no, you're not. You're just with a narcissistic person who has reeled you in, and you are now stuck in it. But it's incredibly difficult. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to take a couple of cards now. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, just to let you know, we're going to look at the next twin flame trap, not next twin flame trap, the next relationship myth, which is the wounded healer or the hero rescuer. So that's for next week, next week's joy. These relationship myths are to help you see the traps that you can get energetically stuck in when what you're looking for is a loving and committed long-term relationship. And these are like the sand pits on a golf course, right? They're like quicksand. You just get in them and you can't whack your way out as hard as you try. So that's why we're going through these before we start on anything energetic, because it's important that you recognize the truth of the relationship situation that you find yourself in. What did we say last week? No, the week before. Here we go. We said, the truth does not change according to our ability to stomach it. That was said by Flannery O'Connor. The reason things haven't worked out so far is not a reflection of you as a person, more as a reflection of what you've learned and believed to be true about yourself, your current reality, and how life works. And that's what we're doing in this book. We're reading through all of the things that get in our way to energetically create the relationship that we actually want, instead of the stuff that's showing up for us already. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a couple of cards which just will give us some more guidance on the chapter that we've read in the book. Now, in the meantime, if you want to chuck up some questions for me, or you have something you want to ask, just do it, and hopefully I'll see it, and I will do my best to answer any of your questions. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of cards, and I'm going to ask for further guidance about what we've been reading about this evening. The Star, Healing, Hope and Renewal. So the Star is a lovely card in tarot, and it tells us that we must, above all things, trust ourselves. Now the Star in the Fool's Journey comes after the Tower, because it's after the revelation that what we've been doing, or what we were building up, is not serving us. It isn't what we thought it was. So this tells us that we can always rebuild. we can always move forward. And as we can see on this card, this is the life code deck. This is my deck. This is the deck I always read with now. And we can see that we're in a sanctuary window here. And we're on there, we've got a cup of tea, and we've got a book, and we've got some lilies, because we're probably thinking about the past because and the hard time we've had. And we're looking out onto a garden, and there's a path, and there are mountains in the distance. And those mountains are challenges to come. But that's okay, because what we're doing is we're replenishing, and we're healing, and we're building our trust back to start working forward. Oh, thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. It is looking amazing, isn't it? So, the star tells you you must trust yourself amongst all things, yourself and your intuition, building your proper intuition so that you're not ignoring negative intuitive messages. So, you're not happy, this is not working out, whoever is with you is not giving you the relationship experience that your soul and your heart needs. Now, I know it's difficult when we're attached to one person, but the fact is, Tarot asks us in the Lovers card to choose with love the relationship that we're going to live in. And if the relationship that you're living in or you're experiencing is causing you ongoing pain and never stabilizes, never gives you the basic amount of compromise and cherish that is going to make this experience worth having, then you need to trust that. You need to trust yourself and know that you can move forward. There's nothing you can't deal with. So the star is a lovely card. Let's have a look. What else? Now, this is the life code version of the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is where we're going round and round and round in our head, trying to solve a problem and thinking ourselves into a cage as a result. It keeps us trapped. Circular thoughts, thinking the same thing over and over again, just focusing on just trying to go round and round and round in the same circle. What all of these swords cards advise us is we only ever need one sword. There are 8 swords here. We need one sword because we need one thought, we need one bit of insight, we need one bit of truth. So when we're in a relationship which is causing us pain, we have to come back to one bit of truth. What is the one truth that we can stand by? Okay? And that is the Ace of Swords. And that is a very important card because that is what cuts us free from the 8 of Swords. Okay? So I'll take one more card. Who have we got? Oh, lovely. Okay, so we've got this card, and this is the 6 of Pentacles. Now, I worked out the imagery for this card very, very much because of relationship readings such as twin flame relationship readings. This card was absolutely slam dunk at the center of those readings. The 6 of Pentacles is a tipping point. Okay, so 6s in tarot are always a tipping point between one stage of a situation and another stage of a situation. So the 6 of Pentacles is where we have a balance of power situation that will not allow the situation to tip into the next phase. It keeps it in a place. Now look, what we have here is we have a boy and we have a dog. And the boy has a biscuit and the dog wants the biscuit. Okay, the boy loves the dog and the dog loves the boy, but the boy is never going to let the dog take control, and yet the biscuit is always there to keep the situation as the boy wants it. Now, when you're in a narcissistic relationship or a twin flame relationship, you don't have the power. That's the point. You're always waiting for the other person to fix themselves, or for something to happen, or for them to get their healing, or for them to do something so you can be happy. And that's the biscuit, which renders you as the dog. And you are never going to be able to redress that balance. You are never going to be able to turn the boy into another dog, or for you to turn up and be equal to the boy. It will never happen. The biscuit will always remain in place because the other person will never give you everything you want. And if that feels harsh, it's because it is. It's important. Be really clear about the balance of power in the relationship. Do you have an equal say in where this relationship is going and what is happening? Or are you always waiting at the behest of somebody else to get their crap together so they can make you or you both happy? So there's the 3 cards that we've been given. So this is the Life Code deck, and it is lovely. It's very lovely, and it's got these gorgeous holographic edges to it as well. I very much like reading with this deck. It's very literal and very contemporary. So I hope you've enjoyed our reading today. Has anybody got any questions you want to ask? Anyone wants to ask anything before we wrap up? No, that's fine. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this this reading on YouTube. So if you've only managed to catch half of it, or you've come late, you'll be able to catch the whole thing on YouTube. Hello, sorry you've come late. We're just wrapping up, but luckily I've just said I'm going to be putting this on YouTube. So you'll be able to watch the whole recording on there. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can. It is Janis at Tarot Reading London. You'll find it, and all of the recordings of all of the book readings will be on there. So it's been lovely to see you. It's been great. So Boya Canrich, did you want to ask a question? You've just come. I don't want to just cut off where you've just arrived. Did you want to ask a question or anything while I'm still here? Nope, just coming to say hi. That's cool. All right, darling. Well, look, it's lovely to... Oh, it's Erica. Erica, sorry, sweetie. I couldn't quite read what you're saying. Is that... Okay, Erica, lovely to meet you, Erica. Thank you for joining. Did you want to ask a question, Erica? Yes, please. Okay, what would you like to ask? It's nice to meet you too. Did you want to ask me something, Erica? If you could just type it for me, then I can answer for you. Let me see. Is my grandmother around me? Is she trying to say something? Okay, well, I'll take one card for you, Erica. That's not really the kind of reading. We're doing stuff on relationships today, so we're not really doing mediumship readings today, but I will take one card for you as a message from your grandma, just because you're here and because you showed up, which was lovely. So I'll take one card for you. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Right, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles for you. So the message from your grandma, from what I've been given, is that she very much admires what you're doing. You're very practical. You're very caring, and you're doing the absolute best you can. And she knows that. But what she wants to say is, don't compromise too much. Okay? Don't compromise too much. Don't try and take care of everybody all at the same time. Don't put yourself to one side too much. It's really important. It's really important that you take care of yourself and that you prioritize yourself in creating the life that you actually want, and that you don't compromise too much in that by kind of just, you know, doing the right thing, taking care of everybody else. So that's the message I've got for you, Erica. I hope that's okay. I hope that will comfort you a bit. So listen, I have to go. Guys, it's been really lovely to see you. Thank you so much for showing up. It's been great. And I will see you next week at 7 o'clock. And as I say, you can watch the rest of the recording if you didn't make it in time on YouTube. That's okay, Erica. It's my pleasure. Okay, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.